How you guys doing? My name is Brandy. Let's get together to grow together. Welcome to my channel. Listen, let me get straight to this video, right? So I saw this video yesterday, and the premise of the video is basically a lady has given up her life or has sacrificed to move to the UK, and she now claims she's lost her children to the system. Now, the lady that was presenting this video, I think nice lady, honorable subject. I'm just offering my perspective. She basically said, right, and the lady that's hosting the video gave an example of her friend who brought her child over from Cameroon, I believe, or somewhere in Africa. And when she first met the son, he was very humble, she said, very disciplined, could barely look her in the eyes to say hello and stuff like that. And she kind of monitored the progression from how he was then and to how he is now, the kind of person he is now, where he's wild, he's just naughty, he doesn't listen, he's basically gone wild, and she's blaming the system, the UK system. My thing is this: what triggered me slightly is it made me think of how I grew up in Africa, where you were seen and not heard. You were never really able to express yourself. And we as African parents, or African parents in general, they think the things that I've described is a sign of a well-mannered child is supposed to be like that. You know, we have to get rid of these old belief systems because a lot of African children are trapped. They're cocooned in a prison where they're not allowed to express themselves as children. I'm not saying everyone, but for the majority of a certain generation, that's how we was raised. You know, this child is probably experiencing freedom for the first time. Did you ever consider that? So this woman has brought the son over. She had the son very young, so obviously to a different man, and she has since come to the UK and married a white man. No, that's not a problem. So the son now has a stepfather who's white, and they have more children as well. Did she ever think that the son probably sees nothing that reflects him? He has a father figure, somebody to look up to, that looks nothing like him. He maybe feels isolated. Did she ever think that? Why do people always put it down to the system and nothing to do with how they've raised their children? I feel like with a lot of African parents, they say they make sacrifices to stay in the country and all of this stuff. Now, it's for ego. The sacrifices a lot of them make is for their own ego and status. They want to be able to phone home and say, yeah, my son is doing well. Yeah, he's now a doctor. He's now a lawyer. It's for their own ego. It's nothing to do with the children. You know, the old belief system, we have to abandon that. You guys tell me what you think. I don't think it's always like that, but I think sometimes as parents, we have to take accountability for the way we raise our children and for the so-called sacrifices that we make that we think is for them, but it's not really for them, right? That right to be yourself, to be a child. A lot of children lose that in African households. You guys tell me what you think, but I think accountability sometimes needs to be taken by African parents. You know, and this thing of being meek and humble, and no, a naughty child sometimes is a sign of an expressive child that will grow up to be very, very disciplined. Yes, you need guidance, you need a limit, right? You need a firm hand. All this beating up your children for no reason, it's not working anymore. It's not going to work. You will lose them to the so-called system. Not because of the system, it's because if you give your child tender love and care, unconditional tender love and care, you won't lose them to no system. They'll go through a phase where they may express